me see. Ya que estamos en...
What's good, my dude?
DonDinero, salute, my G.
What's good, my bad? Here I'm watching Ali Frazier right now, old school battle there. Hola, Serenito, what's popping? Everything.
Primero que nada, gracias por compartir conmigo el live.
So, ¿cuál es la talla? Estamos en español, inglés, bilingüe. ¿Cuál es la talla, mi hermano? Which one is
it? Spanglish.
Okay.
Salute.
First and foremost, I know technology makes it easy to communicate. I want to always thank you for being someone that, you know, since I met you, young dude, always about the movement, hip hop, but just about the Latin movement, you know, basically. And so anytime you call me for anything, man, I'm always going to support you, because I know at the end of the day, you're trying to move el movimiento. Tú estás tratando de adelantarlo y hacer las cosas como tienen que hacer. So it's always
clockwise.
a pleasure to be here, my brother. You feel me?
Thank you too, man, for being humble. You know what I mean? Through good times and rough times, you still hold me down. ¿Tú me entiendes?
I mean, life is a balance of ups and downs. You know, that's what life is. If you understand that, you know, it's like football. Some teams, you know, they go to 2-3 years, they win the Super Bowl, and they go 2 or 3 years, they fucking can't even get in the playoffs, right? You got to keep chopping away. You got to keep drafting people. You got to keep making, you know, there was a moment that the Giants were on top of the world. Now the Giants are trash. They'll be on top of the world again. The key is to keep going. You feel me? That's the objective. That's the game of life, bro.
La cuarentena, tú sabes, the reason I'm doing this live, man, porque la cuarentena tiene todo en pausa ahora mismo. No se puede hacer show, no se puede hacer party. So I develop a strategy where I go live with an artist that I support, that I hold down, that I work with, instead of just me DJing all day, just playing music. Sometimes I gotta worry about copyrights that shut me down. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just start having conversation with artists that I look up to, that I work with, that I support. So this is the reason I'm doing this live, para saber un poco de cada artista que trabajo. So quería saber what's up with you, what's going on en esta cuarentena, que esto es lo que estamos haciendo nuevo.
Bueno, primero que todo, tú sabes, el que no sabe adaptar se muere. If you don't adapt, you die. So, la cuarentena o lo que ha pasado con esta talla hay que seguir moviéndose, ¿me entiendes? No, uno no puede. Yo tengo un dicho que dice pa'lante siempre. So all you're doing is you're adapting your way to get your message out and still be able. Thank God that we have technology. Imagine when I was coming up, when there wasn't no social media, if they would have had this, we would have been worse off. So I salute you for doing it, but it's just what, you know, people do in these situations. When your business goes down, you got to figure out another way to give the message. So me, myself, you know, I'm not going to lie. You know, la cuarentena, I've been social distancing my whole fucking life. So,
True.
You know, I don't really, you know, nothing's really changed with the exception of there's no club. So you don't have events to go to. But, you know, it's part of where we are in the moment. I don't necessarily, I think it's made us put out more music, people watching you more. And look, you're creating this, which you shouldn't stop doing this even when we go back to doing parties. Maybe you go live at the club now. You understand? Like, you could use these tools que estamos utilizando ahora para mejorar el movimiento porque tenemos la tecnología para hacerlo.
Duro. También yo le he preguntado esto a un par de artistas, lo que también me han dicho que they've been so busy doing shows, que ahora tuvieron un chance de hacer el negocio, like, through music, digital music, like getting to know more about their music through, like, making money while they sleep now instead of just getting cash, which is something that you got a company that you also doing, like distribution and all of that. So me han dicho que esta cuarentena también ha cancelado, pero también se han enfocado en lo que es digital y haciendo música en línea y todo eso. ¿Qué tú crees de eso?
Bueno, sabes también que la mayoría de los artistas, como no son dueños de su propiedad intelectual, tienen que hacer show para vivir, porque they don't receive any royalties. Now, on that end, el que está en esa situación o que ha aprendido más del negocio, entiende que tiene más control de su negocio. Sí, yo estoy parte de Adventure Music, estoy parte de, you know, I have a production deal with Rock Nation. Tengo a Prida firmado, who won the Grammy for the song with Anuel AA and Karol G. He's got a couple records on the Bad Bunny album. He just got nominated for some Grammys now, Prida too. So I have a production deal with Rock Nation. I also have a distribution situation with EQ, which is another distribution. So la habilidad de tener distribución en este momento ayuda a muchos artistas, pero es lo mismo, tiene que trabajar, tiene que meterte en el estudio a grabar canciones, tiene que hacer videos, because we're in the, what you're doing right now is you're creating content, June. We're in the moment of content. We're in the moment of likes and comments. ¿Y qué son las dos cosas que quiere un artista? Los artistas quieren dos cosas y por esas dos cosas firman su vida entera.
Que lo vean y que lo oigan.
That's it, brother. To be seen and to be heard. And for those two things, they will sign their fucking life away, bro. Do you understand?
Which is bad or which is good?
Well, because it's a dream. Think about the artist's dream. It's to be seen on TV and be heard on the radio. That's his dream. So if someone comes and says, hey, sign this piece of paper, firma aquí, y esos sueños que tú tienes en tu corazón, yo lo voy a hacer realidad. Y viene el manager, firma, tú ves, you heard it. The last story was Walter Mercado, como le robaron todo, el imagen, el nombre. That's called propiedad. Mi próximo álbum se llama Propiedad Intelectual. Intellectual, que es lo que es un artista. La razón que las disqueras lo firman es para ser dueño de su propiedad intelectual, que es su imagen, sus ideas. Una canción que tú escribes el coro es una idea que te nació. Y cuando tú firmas un contrato, las disqueras son el dueño de tus ideas, de tu propiedad intelectual. So, es muy importante que tengan el tiempo ahora y que entiendan el negocio. Hay 22 millones de artistas independientes en los Estados Unidos nada más. No vamos a contar Canadá, España, Centro y Suramérica para los latinos. Ni vamos a contar a eso. No vamos a contar a África para los africanos y a la China para los chinos. We're not even going to do that. We're just going to say en los Estados Unidos nada más. 22 million independent artists. Less than 1% will get a major deal in their entire lifetime. That means out of the 22 million people, maybe if they're lucky, 1% is about 200,000 in their lifetime. I would say less than that, 20 will get a major deal. So you have 19 million people, you have 21 million people, 999,000 that will never get a major deal. So what do? Now, some of them, about 1 million or 2, have gone to CD Baby, TuneCore, DistroKid to get. But still to this day, there are about 16 million independent artists in the United States that don't even have digital distribution. That's why it's so important, because they don't know. They don't know. They put their music maybe a little bit on YouTube. The SoundCloud was big for a while on that. Now they started to monetize. So, when I went on the road with Chris Gotti, and I went 150 cities to educate and empower. Do you understand? And I'm trying to get a tour going called Dueño, Soy Dueño. I mean, when I ask you, do you own your masters? You have to say, yo, sí, yo soy el dueño. I'm trying to empower, and that's what you should do. Get the people. And I don't even think you fully understand the music business like that. It's constantly changing. I'm in the building all the time, and it's constantly changing, but it's bringing more power to the artists. But
now, when you're talking about owning your own stuff, it's like, como ejemplo,
owning your masters.
Like, I have DistroKid. Is that owning my masters?
Yes, that means you own your masters. That means all the music you give DistroKid, you own it. The difference is DistroKid, since you don't have a licensing deal, really, they can't put it in movies. You would have to get an administration deal, but they'll put it out.
So that's just one step out of many, is what you're saying.
There's DistroKid, there's United Masters, there's Adventure Music, there's a few other platforms out there for an artist to get distribution. But what do you distribute? You need to create music first to distribute, which you don't have a problem doing, right?
Claro.
Right. So now the next step is how are you marketing your music? Are you
getting? So I can have DistroKid, but I can still try to sign with Adventure Music?
Because all these deals are non-exclusive. Tú no estás firmado exclusivamente. No es como antes que yo firmé yo soy parte de Bad Boys with Puffy. I can't also sign with Rockefeller. Here
Okay.
you can sign with DistroKid, you can sign with United Masters, you can sign with TuneCore, CD Baby, Adventure Music. You can have them all, right?
Okay.
Depending on what service you like, but you still have to create the content, put out the music. If your shit is whack, it'll be whack on all the platforms.
Claro.
You have
Claro.
to understand that it's not now getting the distribution. Now, once you have it, now you have to put out work. I tell every artist, hay 12 meses en un año.
Claro.
3 meses es un quarter. Enero, febrero, marzo, en el negocio de todos los negocios se llama first quarter. El
Así.
segundo quarter es abril, mayo, junio. El tercer quarter es julio, agosto, septiembre, and we just hit the fourth quarter, October, November, December. Si entiendes eso, ya
They
entiendes.
told me that you don't really drop on the fourth quarter.
That's
Or what is it?
bullshit. That was back in the day. That was back in the day because all the big artists, the Eminems, the Busta Rhymes, the Puffies, they would drop in the fourth quarter because that's Christmas, New Year's. People would have more money to spend. So back then, you remember, you had to walk to the fucking store and spend $12, $13, $14 on an album. Now you don't have to spend $1. You just have to listen to it and stream it. If you have YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, whatever plataforma que tú tengas. Ahora es un stream. Antes tú tenías que salir y comprar el CD. ¿Me entiendes? Solo vendían en el momento que la gente tenía más dinero, que era the end of the quarter, para empujar todo para afuera. Por eso Christmas is in the fourth quarter. It's just a marketing toy to make you spend money to close out the year strong from a business standpoint. Sell all your merchandise. Do you understand? Now it doesn't matter. Back then, we used to drop on a Tuesday. Remember that? Monday nights were the release parties. Tuesday, the album would drop. Now everything moved to a Friday. Why? Everyone gets paid on Friday. Hello?
I'm here. I'm here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Sorry,
got
that's my nephew. That's my nephew, Oscar. If you don't know, he's the general manager of Walter Combs' new label, who they have Malum now and all those big artists. So we have some
you.
stuff. And I said, yo, I'm live right now with DJ June. I'll call you back. But anyway, what I'm saying is that once you understand that now it's up to the artist to create content, el contenido, trabajar. De esos 12 meses que yo te digo, cada mes you should be dropping a project. That means the first quarter, which right now, all the projects, I just dropped a video on Monday. I dropped a video the month before. I dropped a video in August. I got a video coming November, December. I'm already got my video for January.
So every month you dropping a video every
But
month?
that's me. I'm not necessarily everyone can do what I'm doing. But I try to drop content every month, video, single. That last video I dropped was off my album. I dropped 5 videos off the album I dropped last October, which was my last album called A La Bueno La Mala. But I dropped the album, and then I kept dropping singles and videos every 2 months, so it got me through the year. Do you understand? Content. So people saying, yo, Dinero's back. This and no, I'm just doing what I do. I'm just dropping content, working, because that's what I've been doing throughout planning for the Corona situation when we did have some downtime, preparando para lo que viene. Pero yo lo estoy haciendo como ejemplo a todos los artistas que, mira, yo no hago más, soy independiente en mi vida entera. All those albums you ever heard, I own them all. Que hola, ahora que sí, Ante la Calle, for the Spanish Frank Sinatra. I've dropped like 10 albums. I own them all. Es la diferencia. So because I own it, I make money while I sleep. Right? I have over 150. I have over 150 songs. On a bad day, on the worst day of the business, I'll make $1 record, which is $150 on a day. Right? Now, when it's like the stock market, then I got days I can make 15,000 on one day. Right? Based on, oh shit, Dinero's trending. Oh, they see me on TV. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But I own it. But the beautiful thing is, I make money every day, whether it's $150 a day or 15,000. Guess till when?
To the day you die.
To the year 5,999 when the world blows up. Because when I die, my kids get that check. And when they die, my grandkids get that check. So even when I'm not on this planet, I'm still fucking making money. You know what were the 2 biggest catalogs last year in music that made the most money?
¿Cuál?
Michael Jackson and the Beatles, and they're not even alive.
And that's still making money until this day.
Prince is it's my nigga because that's the business. It's gonna make money forever. It's residual income. And now with all this digital shit, it's only gonna get better. The artist is getting more money, more. El artista está recibiendo más, ¿cómo te digo? Más regalía, más porcentaje. ¿Tú me entiendes? Y esa es parte del negocio. Ahora, el negocio se hizo para estafar y robarle al artista. Don't get it twisted.
Para robarle al artista.
El negocio se hizo para estafarlo y robarle al artista. Por eso tanto artistas cuando firman después dicen, mira, me robaron, este me hizo esto. Y no que le robaron.
You call that the 60-40 deals, is what you call it?
No. That's more like, it's more like 99-1.
Peor todavía.
It's usually 100-0. Nada para el artista. Le compran el publishing por $3,000 y el artista que no sabe está pasmado, ¿sabe? Y hay que entender. La mayoría
that's the reason the Locks was fighting or arguing with Puff Daddy to get their masters back or stuff like that. That's the situation.
All the artists are fighting to get their masters back because all the artists took it in the ass with their masters. They gave up the rights to their masters to become the stars. That's the sellout. When people say you sold out, you sold your soul to the devil, you sold your intellectual property. That means your likeness, how you look like, your name, everything, they own it. Why do you think artists that are signed can't drop their own music?
They got to wait to permission or shit like that?
Because permission. Let that sink in. Permission because you don't own it. You don't own it. So as you make the music, you write it, you create it, but you don't own it. Let that sink in. That's some fucked up shit. Welcome to the music business. And that's what I've been fighting against. When you look at, I went years from like 2007 to 2000. I went through like 7 years that I didn't get no radio time, no play time because the labels knew there wasn't a label representing my music. My music is Cuban Connection Records, DonDinero Music. I own my music. So all the music that you hear, when you hear these old school reggaeton artists that you love, a lot of them are signed. Machete Music owns their record. So they'll play it on La Mega. They'll play those old hits. You know, Don Omar was in my studio, and you've been to the studio we had downtown before COVID, and he just finally, after 15 years, just said, oh, I'm free. But all those records, he doesn't own them. They own them. Now, hopefully, he has to fight like everyone else to get all those masters. So his biggest hits, he's never going to have a bigger hit than Dale, Dale, Don Dale.
And he don't own that.
Oh, name another hit. Name any hit he's dropped.
Dile.
He doesn't. Machete, they're all Machete. He doesn't own none of that.
I remember that logo. I remember that logo back in the day.
Machete Music. Machete Music, all of Winston Yandel, Rakata, they own that. Daddy Yankee Gasolina, they own that whole album. They own all that shit. They own the whole reggaeton movement.
So that means you gotta make another hit to own that shit, to own your own shit, because that one you already lost it.
Yeah, you lost it. But they own it forever. That means they'll make the money. Somebody's making that money on your record forever. And you created that.
And you don't get nothing out of it?
Because you signed that little piece of paper.
And you didn't read it right.
Well, you're going to read when they're giving you two things. They tell you you're going to be seen and you're going to be heard. Oye, man. Here you go.
lucky. I'm taking notes.
My nigga, y calcula, y ese es tu sueño. Tú firma lo que sea y está pasmado. Mira Fetty Wap. No Fetty Wap, el otro con el ojo. ¿Cómo se llama?
Fetty Wap.
Right, Fetty Wap. What happened? He had his album, 3 songs were in the top 20 Billboard greatest hits, and he goes away. What happened to him?
Ya no se oye. Y eso que él es de aquí, de New Jersey.
Listen to me. It's not about where he's from. What happened was he had a situation with Leo Cohen, and Leo Cohen said, fuck you. I own you. You're never dropping another record. Good luck. God bless.
So he can't drop another record until what? Until he signed out of the record deal?
They're never going to sign him out that deal. If not, he would have been signed himself out, right? What do you think? How many artists you don't see right now? Who's the young NBA young boy just said, yo, I told him I'd give him the records if they give me my masters, and they know the masters. They want, that's where the money's at.
Duro.
You understand? And that's where the whole business, el negocio entero tiene que ver con eso. Who owns the master? Do you own it? Right? If you don't own your master, then you're not a boss. You work for somebody who owns your master. So a lot of guys, you see guys in the game, they say, ese es el bichote. Right? He's the guy that puts the money up. Guess what he owns?
Your masters and your music.
That's why you got to talk to him to do the song with the artist. He signed to him. He gave him the gold chain and the new truck and rented him the house in Miami. So he owns that artist.
And you said it right. Rent it, not buy it.
It doesn't matter if he bought it, even however, rent it, buy, give it to him. I don't give a fuck. He owns the artist because artists do not understand what they signed.
Pero ahora, with the distribution, like you said, DistroKid, CD Baby.
Now, that's just regular distribution. Now, si vas a hacer un deal with a major label, then you have to know what you negotiate because all those people who got fucked, there's a saying in business, you get what you negotiate. So how do you negotiate new deals? So whoever's watching, I'm going to show you how you negotiate a new deal. And you could probably still get the bag. You don't sign away your masters. You license them. So you tell the major labels, hey, I'll let you license my album, right? So that means they'll control the masters. The split should be 85-15. 85 you, 15 them. They can control the master for the next 5 to 10 years. Usually try to do 5. If they say, we want 10. That means for the next 5 years. That means from to now, from 2020 October to 2020 October 2025, they will control the master. What would they do with that master?
15%.
For 15%, but you still have to create the album and do the videos and shoot the videos. They're going to put the money up for the marketing. That should be the deal. The machine, right? Get me on radio, TV, video, all the fucking playlists, everything else, right? Now, for the next 5 years, they control the master. Okay? And what is their job? What's the trade-off? You're going to keep giving them music. They keep promoting and marketing. And why do they want to control the master? So they could put it in movies and do all the shit they want to make as much money. So out of every dollar, they keep 15 cents. They give you 85.
85. Right?
That should be the deal. Some people might want to give you an advance for 50-50. So to take an extra, add 15, to take an extra 35% of the master, they'll say, hey, we'll advance you $50,000.
And ahí you go 50-50.
No, that's the deal. And you'd be like, nah, I still want the 50 and the 15%, right? And then you can negotiate, but you should not try to keep as much of your master, but that wouldn't be a bad deal either. You know what I'm saying? They gave you $50,000 on a 50-50 profit split, and controlling of your master means they don't own it. Controlan el master. Entonces, eso es, hay negocio. Ahora puedes hablar con tus abogados y decir, pero tienes que saber lo que estás pidiendo.
Claro.
Si no sabes, la mayoría de los abogados grandes, los Wisniewskis, los Kukuskis, los judíos, están en la cama con las disqueras. No tienen quieren hacer las disqueras. La mayoría calcula todos esos negocios, todos esos contratos que firmaron esos artistas que dicen, yo, this guy fucked me, este me robó. Every lawyer told the artist, this contract is good, go ahead and sign. Think about that. Every lawyer that knew told every artist, go ahead and sign the contract, you're okay. Because he's in bed with the major labels. You understand? They're in bed with the major labels, a lot of these big lawyers. That's why I tell guys, spend 4 hours a week. I tell anyone. And this is how you educate yourself. You don't have to go to college. You can teach yourself everything. Spend 4 hours a week learning the music business. I don't care if it's Friday night, going out from 8 o'clock at night to 12 midnight, from 12 midnight to 4 in the morning when everyone is sleeping. Go on YouTube, roll yourself a fucking L, a little beer, right? Chill and study. Go to school, take your laptop and watch 4 hours worth of YouTube videos on the business. Distribution. What is a distribution deal? There's a YouTube tutorial for that. What is a publishing deal? There's a YouTube tutorial for that. Si no sabes en inglés, lo tienen en español. ¿Qué es lo que es un negocio de distribución? ¿Qué es un negocio de publishing? y aprende el negocio, estudia el negocio para que no te pasen esas cosas. Print out a contract y léelo. Highlight all the things you don't understand, and then go hire a lawyer to teach you what the fucking contract says, not to read it for you. You still don't know shit. Shit. You know how many guys tell me, go talk to my manager or send it to my lawyer, and I'm looking at it, you fucking idiot. But I leave them. You know, I don't tell them in their face. In my mind, I'm saying, you stupid ass motherfucker. Right? You're the boss. You should know everything. You should know more than your manager. You should know more than your lawyer. Your manager should enhance. Tu manager should ayudarte, pero si tu manager sabe más que tú, los dos están jodidos. Your manager should be able to come up to you and say, what do you want? And you should say, I want this, I want that. I want to fly, I want to sink, I want to swim. Oh, shit. No, to come, yo, what you going to do for me, man? Yo, I need weed. No, el negocio, si se ponen para eso. So, por eso tú ves los artistas que llegan. Cuando you see all the artists that have made it big, not one of them is a dummy. Have you noticed that? They're all smart motherfuckers.
Because they study the game.
They studied. They took the time to put the time in to study. How many DJs you know want to be DJs? They don't put the time into the time in. Everybody wants to be in the club. They want to get the gig, but they're not home when no one's seeing putting the time in. And by the way, your music has to be hot to make it in the music business. And by the way, your music has to be hot to make it in the music business. And by the way, your music has to be hot to make it in the music business. There is no whack song. Somebody like that. You can't tell me, oh, that song is whack, and they got fucking 27 million streams. How is that whack? You can't even robot that, nigga. Somebody loved their shit. You might not like it. You might. There's a lot of artists I think are garbage, and I'm like, whoa. And then I got to study the game. And so that means that's let you know que siempre hay alguien para tu música. That's why you can't give up. You got to keep going. Bang, bang. You know what I'm saying?
So, el artista tiene que, dos cosas, tiene que buscar como a deal que sea 85-15, o si no, un 50-50 with a money up front.
I mean, that's an idea. Primero que todo, los artistas tienen que meterse en el estudio y crear música, trabajar su Instagram page. Son muchas cosas que tienen que hacer. They have to put in the work. Pero primero que todo es mirarse en el espejo, todos los artistas que miran y entender que ellos son responsables por su carrera. Stop blaming others. If you pick the guy to be your manager and he fucks something up, well, guess who picked him to be the manager? You did. So you're responsible.
So that's your fault.
Accept that and say, I got to get a better manager. I'll learn from this. You did a record with somebody, they didn't give you your props, or you gave them the beat and didn't get paid, they didn't even give you the fucking credit. You learn from that. Don't fuck with him anymore, or make sure people give you the credit. This is a journey you must take if you want to be an artist. I don't even want to tell you how old I am. Most people know. And I don't stop because this is what I love to do. But no nada más como un artista, como un tipo en el negocio. Lo puedo hacer because I'm building my catalog. I'm building my catalog because I'm leaving something to my kids when I'm not here. This is my 401k. This is everything. Everyone's looking to be Jay-Z and make $1 billion. No. Do you know that you can make $100,000, $150,000, $200,000 a year on your music and nobody even needs to know your fucking name? You know how many people go to college just to make $100,000 a year? You could. Oh, people say, I want to make shows. This is simple. I'm pretty sure everyone can book a show for $300. But what if you do 10 shows a month at $300? That's $3,000. You can pay your car note, your rent, right? And have a little weed money, right? This is what I'm trying to tell you. Simple shit. You can't book a show for $300. You could. You could talk to a local promoter. $250 a show. Yo, I go out here, man, I'll do 3 songs for $250 and start building when the time comes. Now we can't do it now, but you know what I'm saying. So there's ways of making bread. You just gotta go out there and figure it out and stop trying to hit the fucking lick. Everyone's trying to pull a lick, and that's the problem. Right? There's money everywhere. There's good people everywhere. You'll know the bad ones because they come in and out. So, you know, I'm not only as an executive, I'm also an artist, and I live it, and I go through. Yo lo vivo, ¿me entiendes? Yo lo vivo siempre. So there's nobody here can tell me that, but And that's not one artist. I mean, I just left the studio now doing my audiobook. I was in the studio. I was in the Bronx. Right? I'm always doing something, preparing not only my music, my career, but doing a management company, dealing with other artists, helping artists out. You know,
So you're not only a president, you're also a client of your own movement.
yeah, but I've always been that way. Remember, when I came in, there was no one like me for me to look up to be like. I was the first of my kind. I'm not knocking, you know, my brother Mexicano. Also, before me, you had Mexicano, you had Bicosi, you had guys in La Isla. But this dude here put urban rap on the radio in the United States and charted Billboard, and that opened the door for Tego and this whole movement, because I turned it into a business where people can actually go to the store and buy the CD. I locked down distribution with Universal. First Artist did a joint venture. So I did a lot of things to open up the business to where we are today. So I was always, and guess what? What made DonDinero is I owned all my shit. Always have, right? Always have. Always knew the business. Always learned it. So that way, 20 years from now, I'm still, you know, the song that makes me the most money is Desahogo del Alma, and I recorded that song 20 years ago.
Desahogo.
Yeah, hay amores que más. Desahogo del Alma, my classic, and Pana Pana are my two.
So that's what I wanted to ask you. ¿Cuál fue el tema que te puso a ti en el mapa? ¿El Desahogo o Pana Pana?
Pana Pana, you know, was the one that put me on radio and opened the doors, and then Desahogo, because it was a love song. A los 17 años tuve un hijo contigo. Josecito, coño, como te quiero, chico. Tu mamá no se portó bien conmigo. Yo la cuidaba. Era su abrigo cuando tenía frío. Chica, ¿por qué me dejaste? Yo era tu amigo, tu esposo, tu amante. Cuando caí preso con mis sentimientos acabaste. DonDinero soy, por eso sigo echando para adelante en tu vida. Ojalá que tenga mucha suerte. Tú eres mujer decente, inteligente, hay que quererte para entenderte, pero nunca me diste un chance para conocerte. Then the chorus would go, ay, amores. That song made me a superstar because it was a love song. So I came with Pana Pana, more rough, talking about the streets, you know. No había duda que mi vida iba a ser dura y por chango puro me puedo salir de Cuba. Llegó aquí con un sueño en la mano. So, you know, Pana Pana, mujeres, marihuana. So that was a whole, but I was coming with street shit. So,
claro.
And talking about, you know, the stories of the street and why we needed urban music. But I also wrote, executive produced, owned, and put my own money up. They never seen that in the music business.
Being Cuban too, right? Being Cuban.
And I was Cuban. That was part of being Cuban. But at the end of the day, you know, we're all from somewhere. Whether we're Cuban, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Mexican,
Latino.
We're Latinos, or whether we're American or whether we're African. It doesn't matter. We're all from somewhere. Has to do with who you are and your drive. So I'm telling you, I've always had that drive to be able to see something. I can go to a spot and see a green field, and you leave it to me, and you come back 2 years later, and I build a city there. That's me. You understand? Where you see nothing, I see all the possibilities in the world. So I've always been ahead. And even in this game, I was doing adventure music with Chris 5 years ago. Before there was no DistroKid or any of these companies, we were spitting this, empowering and educating independent artists to own, operate, and monetize their music 5 or 6 years ago. So we've always been ahead of the curve, and I continue to push the movement forward. And we're in a different playing field, and it's only getting better. Technology is getting better. You can shoot videos with your fucking phone now. Let's be honest. Yeah. We're having an interview with our phone right now.
Absolutely. Se ve bien también, las pecas se me ven bien.
No, but what I'm telling you is that when I was coming up, when you was a young puppy, my dude, you know what I had to do to meet DJs? I had to go to the club and spend money. Now I could buy a DJ list of 1,000 DJs for like $200 and send everybody an email. Right? So look at us. Tons of people watching us. We're having an interview, and I don't even have to go to your fucking studio.
Para que lo sepa.
So you have to grow and adapt, and I commend you for doing that. And me as an OG is just telling the young rappers, you can have a puede tener una carrera larga, con mucho éxito, si aprendes el negocio y entender que es un negocio. Vas a tener años que vas a acabar con todo, y vas a tener años que no vas a hacer nada. Y esta es la vida, ¿me entiendes? Lo que tiene que seguir sacando música.
Y eso es lo que yo le he dicho a gente de DonDinero, que siempre te da unos consejos que no es todo el mundo que te da consejos así, and school you to the game. y gratis también, out of love. No hay
My
muchos
nigga,
artistas que
I've been here 20 years.
dejan que te, dejan que
20
te
years, hey,
paguen.
20 years standing female, 20 years so standing female. Never sold my ass or my soul. That's why you don't hear me on radio. Because I was going to have to sell my ass. That means I was going to have to give up my intellectual property to a major label, and then they would put me on radio because they control radio. Radio has all the labels. They're extorting the labels, right? Because the labels can't move music without radio. So, you know, here comes internet radio and all this other shit and IG and fucked it all up for everybody because now you could get the message. So why would I go to radio and spend you to play in one city, give you a bag of 20 racks or 25 or 30, whatever these fuck niggas charge, so you can play one song in radio when the world can hear me on these platforms, right? So you have to know where to spend your money. A Spotify playlist means more than getting added to rotation on the radio station, me personally. Radios all have a .com. Why? Every radio station also has a hot97.com. Why? Because they're transitioning. They're transitioning to everything's going to be fucking internet, brother. You understand? They have to. It's just where the game is going. So we're in a good spot, and we just got to keep learning and growing. And there's going to be a lot of great Latino artists, and the game is going to keep getting more crazy.
Talking about the Latino, well, when I first started working with you, even back in the day when you came out here to Jersey to do the parade with me, todavía la gente no estaban adapt to lo que era Spanglish, what we doing right now, lo que es latino, Latin hip hop, Latin trap, que había los Wu-Tang latino, había los Dipla latino, había, you was part of the Maybach latino, y ahora que we see J Balvin featuring Drake, I mean, Bad Bunny featuring Drake, we see J Balvin in McDonald's having a meal that I saw the other day. We see now Hot 97 is getting played, not by Camelo, not by DJ No, but by Funk Flex ahora. Como que el latino está haciendo los números ahora.
Well,
and Oye Mi Canto, when Nori came out, I saw a lot of interviews que a él también se la pusieron difícil, él siendo mitad latino también. Pero ¿y ahora? ¿Qué tú crees de ahora el latino que está haciendo su número?
Well, you know, if you want to entender el juego, todos los artistas que me dijiste, yo digo que son artistas importados. Importado es, J Balvin viene de Colombia, Bad Bunny viene de Puerto Rico, otros artistas. Cuando tú me dices Wu-Tang latino, Maybach, son latinos americanos criados aquí.
Claro.
Esos latinos que nos están dando, calcula, la mayoría de la música que tú escuchas en el radio, en la mega, no es de latinos americanos.
Es deportado, es importado.
Nos están tocando lo que está pasando en los países centro y suramericanos, caribeños. Mira, J Balvin, el más pegado en Colombia, vamos a traerlo para acá. Bad Bunny, el más pegado en Puerto Rico, vamos a traerlo para acá. Secan, el más pegado en México, vamos a traerlo para acá. Ahora, como ahora se están pegando los chilenos y los argentinos con el rap y se está moviendo. Pero el movimiento que necesitamos nosotros es, you know, Cardi B es parte de eso, es una latinoamericana que ha llegado más grande que todo el mundo. Cuando un latino lo hace con raíces americanas, no nada más hablando en inglés, blows up even bigger is what I'm saying, right? So, la salsa que tiene Aventura es que nacieron y se criaron en el Bronx. Ese es el sauce de la razón que Romeo es tan grande porque él tiene ese en su cultura. So, yo pienso que los artistas en los Estados Unidos, los 22 millones independientes, deben de seguir luchando y poniendo su sauce. Ahora está saliendo el drill en español, el trap hace ya tiempo, y seguir poniendo, porque la mayoría de los artistas de los otros países están copiando los estilos y la forma de moverse de los americanos, no nada más los negros americanos, pero lo que ven aquí, ¿me entiendes? So, yo creo que el latino ahora, cuando tú ves a J Balvin, yo no creo que representa todos los latinos en el mundo, porque yo no me he visto así, como él, con todos esos colores y toda esa talla. Ahora, yo respeto el estilo, como Bad Bunny también, se pinta las uñas.
Las uñas.
Ok, yo te pongo a Tali, a mí me gustan los Tali, a mí me gusta a Capito.
Esos son de Estados Unidos, Tali, Mesías, Lito Quirino.
Rappers from here, porque cuando Young Thug empezó a ponerse vestido y pintarse las uñas, todo el mundo estaba, oye, qué bola. So, yo no niego, tú puedes hacer lo que tú quieras como artista, pero a representar el mundo y pensar que Bad Bunny es lo único que tenemos nosotros como artistas raperos, entonces hay que seguir luchando para cambiar esa imagen. Y si ese es uno, como hay muchos otros, y nosotros nos vestimos aquí así.
And we've been fighting that since the first time we went for the first time of the Latin Mix Awards. Remember, we went to Florida for the Latin Mix Award, and we was talking about that
But
politics.
it's not a fight, you know. When you look at it as a fight, it's just a matter of branding and continuing to move forward. That's just because reggaeton has had a stranglehold on the Latin music for a long time, and then trap came in and finally, you know. But yo le dije a
So
todo el mundo,
ya trap es como latinoamericano, ya, porque I remember time for you to be accepted or for you to do a real reggaeton, you had to go to Puerto Rico, or it had to be a
no,
Puerto Rican
you had to
producer,
be from Puerto Rico, yeah. But
or you had to be.
people trap, you know, let's be honest, they didn't invent trap, Latin trap. Trap viene from the T.I. mixtape in 2001 that he called trap music, and all the production was that sound. And you know, and all we did was add Latin in front of it with that whole thing.
But again, like we
Listen,
didn't take
it's
El
still rap.
Latino Americano didn't take the flag for that. El que took it was el Latino importado, como tú dices. They the ones is getting recognition for Latin
because they're doing it with the drill. If you have that platform, if I'm Wisin Yandel or I'm one of these guys in PR who signed to a label that has that platform, then trap goes and blows up. De La Ghetto, Arcángel, all those things. Now, that is dope. There's nothing wrong with that. That means us over here have to continue to work harder to get that message and figure out who's the trap guy coming out of Texas or whatever, right? So that's all that is. But the game is wide open for everyone. No one can complain.
Más ahora que antes.
Of course, for everyone, it's wide open. You can get your Instagram popping y te fuiste.
Yeah. Where the name DonDinero come from?
You know, I'm the alchemist, man. I take a piece of copper, turn it into gold. I think this industry has a lot to do with that, where people say Don Dinero, and there's an old poem from 1554, and from Spain, that's called Poderoso Don Dinero, Caballero Don Dinero. So, but me personally, the name Don and Dinero really comes from the alchemist. I'm the type of guy who takes a piece of copper, turns it into gold. I think I came in this game and opened doors for a lot of people, and many people have become not just rich and famous, but have fed their families and changed their families' lives because of this music. So yo pienso que yo he abrido muchas puertas y he ayudado a mucha gente. Pero de ahí que nace Don Dinero, and it's, you know, everyone, you know, that name sticks for some reason. People really like that name.
Y eso que you are the first Cuban dude to really, because we got Cuban Lane, we got the pit bulls, pero tú fuiste el primero de the whole Spanglish.
Well, I mean, it was an all Spanish album with one English record. Pana Pana was an all Spanish record. Yeah, I threw always English words here and there, but it was the first of its kind, and it sold records. I went double platinum with that album, so that's kind of why it was like, whoa, you know, this shit works. The industry never thought it would work, you know. So then Universal came, give me distribution. So I've always had my business right. But I wasn't ever willing to sell my ass. I could have been on radio doing reggaeton. I refused to do reggaeton, not because I liked it. It's because the same radio station was playing my fucking hip-hop records. I'm doing dinero. There should be one exception, but then I realized there was a lot of pressure for Machete. There was a lot of shit, political shit that I wasn't aware of until I got in. And I was like, fuck, I'm going to have to kill somebody. So let me keep it moving. And I'll wear this storm because I don't know my music. So there's not 1 year that I don't get my songs placed in movies and this and them checks. And I own everything, my dude. So my family is straight. I'm blessed. And I'm just going to keep building and trying to educate and empower as many young independent artists. I started working with my man, Richie Rich, a young producer from Miami. I got King Problem, Capito Santos. I'm building a bunch of stuff that I'm trying to put together And so those that I get to be around, you know, the artists that I get to be around, I just try to hit them with that educating. And I don't have one artist that I have signed to me as an artist. I might do some management shit, but you know, I always want them to be independent and own their music.
Hablando de eso, ¿qué consejo le podemos dar al talento nuevo que quiere hacer su música?
Se busca un trabajo en UPS.
If you got a wicked jump shot. Oh shit.
No, brother, que esto es una gira. Cuando tú te tiras para ser artista, man, this is a long, long journey.
You gotta be dedicated, motivated for this, huh?
Well, you know, what you don't
sacrifice.
Want success. I know many cats who have success early and then drop off, and then that's a harder one because, you know. So I think that you should just, man, I hope you love this shit. If you're doing it for the money and the fame, good luck. God bless, brother, because there's a lot of ups and downs. There's a lot of hate. Everybody wants to be the man, you know, and you have to think you're the best. I still think I'm the best at this shit regardless. That's just the attitude, even though I'm humble. But that's just the attitude of the rapper or whatever, you know. But I would suggest everyone to, this is the formula. If you're a good person with talent and you don't give up, you will absolutely make it. If you're a bad person with talent and you don't give up, you're probably going to make it, but you're going to have a lot of problems because that bad shit you did is going to catch up to you. If you're a terrible person with no talent and you don't give up, it doesn't matter. You're never going to fucking make it because you're such a terrible piece of shit of a human being. Karma will not let you do it. So those are the levels of life, my brother. I'm just giving you life. The dream can be, you might have a dream to be an artist, or you might have a dream to own a bodega, or you might have a dream to be the president or be an NFL football player. We all have a dream, right? This formula is simple. Attack that dream every day. Guess what? Mañana no ha llegado para nadie. All we have is this moment right here that we spitting and our years together. And what I've always commended you is you've never given up either, right? You've always stayed on your grind and continued to figure it out. So I would tell anyone, doesn't matter what the dream is, pick the dream and don't stop till you get there. And once you get there, help someone else's dream come true. That's that simple. If you're along your journey, you're robbing, stealing, cheating, lying, doing all that Mickey Mouse shit, well, guess what? You're going to get what you put out. You're going to get back what you put out. So you're going to get back liars in your circle, cheaters, stealing, and the same shit. So that's the formula. And your music has to be hot. So stay in the studio working, right?
Always.
Don't blame the DJ and your fucking music is trash. You can't buy yourself in this game. I don't give a fuck. I got the bag. Doesn't matter. You got the bag. What happens when they got the bag? Everybody wants that money. That doesn't mean they're gonna deliver. Give me the money. Oh, you got the bag. That mean, now the flyer that used to be fucking $80 is 180. Now the fucking remember the mix there. Oh, I host your shit for 500. Oh, you got the bag. I host your shit for 5 racks.
Yeah,
it happens. I want that money. The street's trying to eat. So people that got the bag, they usually lose the bag and then they don't make it. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you got talent, the bag, positive people, boom, then you're going to be hard to stop, but it's still no guarantees. So welcome to Las Vegas, Papa, where everyone wants to play and there's very few winners.
What are you promoting right now? What's your new project right now? You got an album or you got a single out right now? You already told me that
I'm promoting a few things. I dropped Donde Quiera, my first single with Richie Rich. Came out August 7th. And then September 7th, I dropped Que Pasaría, which is a song with Fina and Capito Santos off of my A La Buena La Mala album, which the video is dope. If you check it out, it has to do with what's going on today and all the racial tension and all the political struggles we're going through as a country, which will be all right as we continue to move forward. And then I just dropped Who Am I, which is more of a personal joint. It's kind of like a remake in English of a Bad Bunny record. And that's also on my project. And then, I've been in Miami recording another 3 videos. I got this record called Plug in Cuba with Benny Bermuda. That's a fucking problem. So I got the video done. It's almost like a movie. Then I recorded another song produced by Brida, the Grammy Award winner, called Ella. Then I have another record that shot by Rob Dade, another dope record by Richie Rich called Todo. I'm currently working on my book that I finished writing. It took me about 9 years now. I just did the audio, English. I finished most of the Spanish today. That'll be ready for sometime 2021.
So
And
you dropping a book pretty soon?
yeah, I'm dropping a book sometime next year. I don't
And
know.
it'll be your first time dropping a book?
Yeah. But the book is called The Formula, 16 Lessons, and it's basically me trying to help human beings with their life, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Understanding life and how to not just be successful, but kind of have peace of mind and be happy with who you are and you know, everyone has a destiny they're trying to fulfill, but what is your destiny? You know, some people, you know, don't follow their gut, they follow their heart and always fucked up and trying to help everyone. So the people take their kindness for weakness and they get walked over. And so there's a lot of great lessons that, you know, you read that book, or for those who can't read, I did the audio, or those who don't have time to read, I did it in English and Spanish. So I'm just trying to, you know, help humanity understand this game of life. I think I've been blessed with a beautiful life that I've created for myself, but also a lot of wisdom. I pass that along to my kids, my friends, my family. I'm also a babalao, a worumila, and you know, I just try to pass on that wisdom and to let people know life is what you say it is. Happiness is your choice, and this is an incredible fucking journey that you can take. And if you make all your dreams come true, look, I tell this, I don't ever want anyone, you know, when you die, your spirit has to walk through that Milky Way on your way back to wherever you came from. What you don't want to do is meet that person you could have been if you would have took the risks necessary to become. Right? Imagine you running into the person that you could have been, and he's a fucking superstar, and you'd be like, "Damn, I could have been me if I would have done this." Right? And that's so many people are so scared to fail. June, they don't even try, my brother. Yeah,
That's crazy.
you know what I'm saying? So that's what I pass along, man, to everyone, and to say, hey, keep dreaming, you know, keep loving, keep living, because you know how this movie ends for all of us, June?
Come.
We all die, Papa. So you know what you got to focus on is living.
Mm.
That's it. Focus on your life and living, because at the end of the day, we're all going to die. So focus on living. Keep being a
So
deep.
lo que se quede es la trayectoria de nosotros.
Hey, do you know why los blancos build statues? Do you
Let
know why?
everybody know your social. Let everybody know your social media para que te consigan, te vean, te follow.
Instagram, just go to Instagram, DonDinero717. But I want to leave something. Do you know why they create statues and these pictures of George Washington and all these people that we always talk
Or they
about?
put a name on the streets.
Right. Do you know why?
Why?
Because if they don't remember you were here, you were never here. The ones who
True.
really die are the ones that they never remember. That's why if someone in your family dies, you should always hang a picture, light a candle, go to the cemetery, visit them, so they won't be forgotten.
Absolutely. I
Right?
do that. I do that.
So when they build a bronze statue of you, that means they're going to remember you forever. When they put your picture on, right? So that's the whole key. You want to be remembered. You want to do something on this planet that they'll remember you forever. On your mark, get set, go.
Duro. Before we get up out of here, right? I don't want to take too much of your time. I close the show up with me asking you a couple of things, and you get to choose either or.
All right,
For instance, if you were supposed to be in a movie, would you choose Scarface or Godfather?
wow. Godfather.
Word, Godfather. Y
Yeah.
eso que tú eres cubano.
I mean, I have nothing to do with that. You asked me the movie, The Godfather.
Nah, you're right. You're right. You're right. If you supposed to go on a date with J-Lo or Cardi B?
J-Lo.
J-Lo. If you had to play basketball against Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan?
Fuck, either one of those. I don't need, man. I would have to say, oh my God, I go against Kobe.
You go against Kobe. If you had to fight against in the ring, Tyson or Mayweather?
Oh, Mayweather.
Que te te da menos duro.
Mike Tyson would destroy your life.
Fight against Jason or Freddy Krueger.
Freddy Krueger.
Ese sale hasta en los sueños tuyos.
Nah, I don't have bad dreams, man. I sleep good. Good. Listen, hey, people out there that do shiesty shit might eat good, but they don't sleep good. So
True.
I don't have pesadillas, man. I'm blessed.
Chucky or Michael Myers? Who would you fight against?
Chucky.
Más fácil.
No, that little nigga, I hate. He scared us when we were little, that son of a bitch.
To help you, Superman or Batman? To help you.
Superman.
Superman.
Yeah.
And the last one, if you had to smoke a blunt and enjoy your high, Bob Marley or Donald Trump?
Bob Marley, nigga.
I understand Bob Marley, pero tú disfrutas la nota más con Donald Trump, porque él te va a decir todas las cosas jodidas que él ha hecho.
Yeah, well, you know, you gave me a choice, brother. You can't pick.
Yo, primero que nada, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you, man. You always supporting, man. You know what I mean? I look up to you a lot for your work. I know you come from the era of us promoting hip-hop, Latin hip-hop for the longest. And to me, it was an honor for me to have this interview. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got years promoting
Listen, for
you.
me, if the honor is mine, the pleasure's on mine. I don't ever want you to stop. I know you have a vision. No one has a bigger vision for you than you, June. You've been here. The game needs someone like you with your years of experience, your love for the game. You've done it for so many years, whether you made tons of money or you didn't, it didn't matter. I've seen you help a ton of artists that didn't appreciate it, and I've seen a ton of artists appreciate you also, right? So, you know, I know your mom, I know, you know, your grind. So, you know, what I would say is me and you need to try to do, hopefully, try to put something together where we can talk to the Latinos. And
I was just gonna say that whatever you need for the venture,
no,
you know,
we'll
your
figure
man
that out. We'll
Derek,
figure that out
he
as
had
we
hit
go
me
forward.
up.
Yeah, we'll
I
figure
did
that
a
out
bet
as
for
we go
Derek.
forward. But
Yeah.
I do want to tell you is continue to use. Now you have this platform. Keep, you know, getting as many people here on this platform to give their message. And
We did easy, 500 views, easy.
don't give up. Listen, don't give up. Keep grinding. The game needs you, bro, and I appreciate you, June, de corazón.
Bendiciones, Maggi, gracias.
Siempre, hermanito, pa'lante siempre. Se te quiere. Achépati.
Nos vemos, gracias.
Bye.